All right, y'all, we on part 4 of the cowhide. We done had the thing pickled for, I left mine in there for like 4 days, okay? The longer you leave it in there, the better it is. So it's gonna break it down more. It's a really thick, dense hide, so you're not gonna hurt nothing by doing that. But so what I've done though, is after I pull it, the cowhide out of the pickle, I need to thin it down. Well, I can't really do nothing with it while it's sopping wet, you know, soaked it up with the pickle solution. So what I have here is an 8-foot wide and a 10-foot long frame made out of 4x4s, all right, with 2x6 joists going down through the middle. And then I've got cross pieces on the corners, on all 4 corners. And I got this wire right here. And what this does, you know, I just prop it up. I just prop it up with this 2x6 and that pallet right there too for more shallow. But anyway, what this does is whenever I put the cowhide on here, I can get airflow on the flesh side, because I put the flesh side down because I don't want direct sunlight. You don't want direct sunlight on your skin. It'll dry out the outside way too fast. And the fur holds a lot of water, so you know, you leave it out and it's not going to damage it. But yeah, flesh side down, fur side up, and I let it drain. Doesn't matter. I mean, you can, if you don't have that, or if you don't, you know, want to build anything like that, because you're just doing, maybe we're just doing one cowhide or something. One thing you could do is like this right here. I just have a piece of paracord going from tree to tree. See that? And you can lay it out on this, and what you want to do is like put the neck right here and the tail down there and lay it halfway and allow the fur side to drain and dry. And once the fur side dries, you can flip it inside out and allow the flesh side to dry up a little bit. And it'll take a little bit longer doing that, but you know, you may not be tanning cowhides like I am, and you're just doing one. That's cool, totally cool. So what you do though, after you got it dried up and everything, you want it to end up getting something like this. You see how you can hear it? Like it's a little dry. It's still got moisture to it, but it is dry and it's ready to be thinned down. Now, even though I have a fleshing machine, I really still like to use a grinder. Okay, this is a flat disc and it's a 36 grit flat disc. All right, this right here will eat it up. And if y'all remember, this is where the butcher made a mistake. They forgot that this hide was wanted, and they cut a slit through it. I'm gonna thin it down and I'll get that sewed up. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and just show you as best as I can right now what the next step is. And also, I'm just gonna add, what we're really trying to do is we are trying to thin it down, but any leftover membrane that we may have missed, we're definitely gonna get it with this grinder and going over this whole thing, all right? I mean, this is really touching it up. It's gonna smooth it all out. Super nice. Flat disc is the way to go if you're gonna use an angle grinder. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can actually use, and I've done it before, you can take a fresh cowhide straight from the slaughterhouse and you can flesh the entire thing. Like, you don't have to frame it, you just lay it down just like this. And you can flesh the entire thing with one of these flat discs right here. And you don't have to have a fleshing wheel, you ain't gotta have a fleshing knife, fleshing beam, none of that. You just need a flat surface and an angle grinder, and you can flesh the entire cowhide. It's a little messy job, but it does a good job, and I've done a lot of them that way. But I've tried all kinds of other discs for the angle grinder. This flat disc right here does by far better than any wire attachment or anything else that I've ever used. So that's just a little tip right there for you. And it does such a good job that even though I have a fleshing machine, I still use the angle grinder. I like it. So it does take it off in like a powdery type of way, but it definitely does take off this outer layer, smooths out any nicks or whatever you might have in there, any stains or anything. And so what we're gonna do once we get done, I'm gonna go over this entire thing, and we're gonna put it back into the pickle for one more day, and then we're gonna neutralize it, and then we're gonna tan it. And all that's gonna happen tomorrow. So I'm gonna get done with this, show you what it looks like. We'll get putting it back in the pickle, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, if you decide to use the grinder for the old cowhide, you'll just want to sweep off everything you've done. You might have some stuck to it, and you can just kind of work a broom like that and just get as much as you can off. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put it back in the pickle. It's going to soak up again, and it'll be easier to get off later. So we'll just keep on scrubbing this thing with the broom. If you got a leaf blower, that helps. If not, just pick it up and wave it around. All right, but now we're gonna take it back out there to the pickle. And if you're doing this too, man, just make sure that you're looking for them veins that are deep down in the skin, because there's still a little blood in there. The pickle hadn't been able to penetrate that and to get it all out. So, that's why we're putting it back into the pickle, because we've exposed deeper parts of the hide. So, and this step here, we pickled it for like 4 days, and we've thinned it down. We've taken any remnants of membrane off, and you might think, well, it's good, no, you're gonna want to put it back in that pickle for another day. And another thing, if you decide to pickle it and you don't do this thinning down process, then man, it's gonna show up in the end result. And this whole channel is it's educational purposes only. Like, I'm not trying to trick anybody to have a surplus of dopamine pop off in their head so they want to watch my videos. This is not entertainment. This is just strictly educational and straight to the point. And so that's what I'm trying to do. If you don't want to do these steps like this, then there's plenty of other YouTube channels that just kind of have the basics. And not trying to be rude or nothing, but I'm just telling you that these steps right here, it's gonna get you a good quality, because you can kind of just pick and choose on which steps you want to do, and it's gonna show in the end, and it's gonna kind of have like a dirty, nasty little hide that you're gonna have forever, and they don't look good. They don't look good at all, and I've done plenty of them. So I'm trying to teach you these steps. And if you'll just follow it, take notes, and throughout the video, and put them in order, you'll have a whole guide on how to tan hides. Pretty good. So we're going to go get the hide now, and we're going to take it and put it in the pickle. So back at the pickle, we got a hide. Our pickle's sat for a day. So what we're going to do now, just kind of stir it up and get it kind of mixed up good again before we put our hide in there. All right, now before placing our hide back into the pickle, we want to check a pH. Always want to check that pH. All right, so we got our strip, and it's acidic. It's acidic. I'd say it is at in between 1 and 1.5. Can you see that? Somewhere in there. So it's good. It's a good pH. So we don't need any more acid. So now what we're going to do, we'll get our hide. It's a lot lighter now. So we'll put it back in here. What you don't want to do is whenever you take this thing out initially, after 3 or 4 days, you take it out and you drain it and you allow it to slightly dry. You to hit it with that grinder. You don't want to let it dry too much, because you know, you would think the drier it is, the more thirsty it's going to be. It's going to soak up water or fluid better, but that's just not the case. Sometimes they can get so dry, that part that dried up the most, like around the edges mainly, that part will never come back to life hardly, and you'll see it from that point on until the end result. And so you just, as you're doing these processes, you know, you just really want to watch out for things like that. Don't let it dry too much, but you don't want it too wet either if you're going to hit it with a grinder, because the grinder, then it can't really take things off. So, you know, just keep an eye out on that, and you'll be good. So we hit it right on the mark this time. The edges were real nice. You know, it's not a, you know, if it does get too dry, I mean, it'll be okay on the edges sometimes. I mean, sometimes it happens, you know, you got stuff going on, but you know, and we're going to trim this thing anyway, so most of the time it's okay. So when you get it put back into your pickle, make sure you get all the airlocks out, anywhere that's holding air. And you know, the way to do that is, once again, just stir it up, get it stirred up, flip it over. You know, sometimes, man, you just gotta reach up in there and grab it to get it flipped around, because right now this is going to be, I mean, when you do this, when you set it in the pickle for 4 days, 3 or 4 days, you thin it down, get all the other membrane off, and get it all nice and smooth, boy, man, you put that thing back in here, that pickle's really going to do a good job on getting all the what's left in there. Because now the membrane that you may not have gotten off in the initial fleshing, it's off now. I mean, there ain't no membrane. The skin's wide open across the whole entire hide, so everything will come out in these next 24 hours, and it's just going to be an empty vessel for tannins to go in there and bind to the structured protein that remains in this hide. And so if you want to get an even tan and you don't want no hard spots, you know, this is it. This is the way to do it. And see, I've got a freaking fur tumbler, all right, and it's 4 foot wide, 8 foot tall. We're gonna see it here pretty soon, and it breaks the hides for me. But the cool thing is if I was just doing one hide by myself, then this is the way to do it. You want to talk about breaking the hide easily? This is how you do it right here. You do these steps, but if you skip these steps, if you skip this pickling process and everything I'm showing you within the pickling process, you're gonna have a heck of a time trying to soften this hide, and it's pretty much, I mean, not gonna happen. I mean, you'll get some parts soft, but it's just not gonna happen very well at all. So, you know, and the only reason why I have a fur tumbler is because I do this full time. And so, I mean, I'm not gonna sit around and hand break a bunch of hides. So it's nice to have if this is your livelihood right here. And I'm just small time into it right now, but I do this all day. So anyway, once you get your hide in there, you got it stirred in like it is in, and it is fully saturated, no air bubbles or nothing like that. Oh yeah, you want to check that pH one more time. And it looks like it hasn't changed. All right, let me try to show you all this. Super easy to do this. I mean, you know, it's pretty acidic. It might be at the 1.5. That's fine. So now it sits for a day. 24 hours from now. So this time tomorrow, we'll be pulling it out, and we're gonna allow it to dry a little bit again, and then we'll put it in the tannin solution. And that's the end of, what is this? This is part 5, isn't it? Hey man, if you followed this video this long, I know I don't have the most entertaining channel, but like I said, this is for educational purposes only. That's it. I'm just trying to teach people how to do this that want to learn. And if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. You're a dying breed for even wanting to learn the way that I'm teaching it. Okay. And so just stick on, or stick around with me, and we're going to see this to the end. And you'll be tanning some good hides, and you might even be able to make a little side gig out of it, you know, and see what happens, whatever you want to do. Okay. So I appreciate you. Like and subscribe if you hadn't. I'm just curious to see what this channel can do. So if you want to support it, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Feel free to ask them. You know, if there's anything you feel like I left out, or if there's anything that you're confused about, don't hesitate to ask me. I mean, I check and I reply. So I'm more than happy to assist. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.